As millions across the country begin the long process of recovering from a deadly coast-to-coast winter storm, the sense of relief is short-lived. In neighborhoods still blanketed by snow and ice, families are digging out, assessing damage to their homes and vehicles, and trying to return to some sense of normalcy. But just as communities start to pick up the pieces, meteorologists are sounding the alarm about another major threat looming on the horizon. A powerful new system is already brewing off the East Coast, gathering strength over the open waters of the Atlantic. Satellite images show a massive swirl of clouds hinting at the potential for another significant weather event. Forecasters are warning that this system could rapidly intensify, transforming into a classic nor'easter or even a bomb cyclone. If that happens, it could unleash heavy snow, fierce winds, and coastal flooding from the Carolinas all the way up to New England, putting tens of millions of people in the storm's path. The last storm was devastating, blanketing 40 states in snow and ice, leaving nearly 50 people dead and causing widespread power outages. Roads remain treacherous, with emergency crews still working around the clock to restore electricity and clear blocked highways. Many communities are still reeling, struggling to recover as another threat approaches. Now, anxiety is rising once again. This new storm, fueled by an abundance of Atlantic moisture and cold air, threatens to bring even more disruption. Coastal towns are bracing for the possibility of flooding and beach erosion, while inland areas prepare for the potential of heavy snow and ice. Meteorologists are closely monitoring every update, analyzing computer models and radar data to track the storm's path. The ingredients are coming together for what could be a high-impact event, and the forecast is evolving hour by hour. Experts warn that even small shifts in the storm's track could mean the difference between rain, snow, or a dangerous wintry mix for millions. The key message from officials and weather experts is clear: stay alert, stay informed, and start preparing your winter storm safety plan now. Stock up on essentials, check your emergency kits, and make sure you have a way to receive weather alerts in case conditions change rapidly. The big question on everyone's mind: will major cities along the I-95 corridor, from Washington, D.C. to Boston, face a historic blizzard, a messy mix of snow and ice, or something in between? Urban areas are especially vulnerable, with millions relying on public transit and dense traffic making travel even more hazardous during severe weather. There's also the threat of damaging winds, power outages, and flooding rains, especially in areas where the ground is already saturated or frozen. Downed trees and power lines could make conditions even more dangerous, and first responders are urging everyone to take precautions now. With another major winter showdown on the way, it's time to take this threat seriously. Prepare your home, check on neighbors, and stay tuned to trusted weather sources for the latest updates. The next few days could bring significant challenges, but with preparation and caution, we can weather the storm together. A nor'easter is a powerful storm that forms along the East Coast, named for its strong northeast winds. These storms draw energy from the clash between cold land and warm Atlantic waters, often producing heavy snow, rain, and coastal flooding. Nor'easters are massive, slow-moving systems that can linger for days, pounding the coast with wind and waves. Their size and duration make them notorious for widespread power outages and paralyzing transportation. When you hear a nor'easter is coming, it's not just about snow, it's the combination of wind, flooding, and heavy precipitation. Some nor'easters are minor, but those that intensify rapidly can become historic and destructive. This upcoming storm has all the hallmarks of a classic, potentially powerful nor'easter. Enter the term bomb cyclone, not a different storm, but a dramatic way to describe a storm's explosive intensification. The phrase might sound like something out of a disaster movie, but it's a real meteorological phenomenon that can turn an ordinary winter storm into a monster. When meteorologists use this term, they're talking about a storm system that's rapidly gaining strength, often catching communities off guard with its sudden power. Unlike typical storms that develop gradually, a bomb cyclone is all about speed. It's not just the presence of clouds or precipitation, it's the rate at which the storm's core pressure drops, fueling its intensity. This rapid intensification can transform a mild weather event into a full-blown crisis in less than a day. A bomb cyclone officially forms when a storm's central pressure drops by at least 24 millibars in just 24 hours, a process meteorologists call bombogenesis. This is a rare and extreme event, signaling that the storm is drawing in energy at an incredible rate, much like a hurricane does over warm ocean waters. This explosive strengthening creates a tight pressure gradient, which acts like a slingshot for the wind. Ferocious gusts, sometimes reaching hurricane force, can whip across hundreds of miles, even in the dead of winter. The result? Blinding snow that can reduce visibility to near zero. Major coastal flooding as storm surges push seawater inland, and widespread damage to homes, power lines, and infrastructure. When forecasters warn of a nor'easter becoming a bomb cyclone, it's not just a headline, it's a call to action. These storms are meteorological powerhouses, capable of paralyzing entire regions and leaving lasting impacts long after the snow has stopped falling. Some weather models predict this storm's pressure could plummet from 1,008 to 970 millibars in a single day. A textbook case of bombogenesis. That kind of pressure drop is a clear warning sign that the storm is evolving rapidly, and its effects will be felt far and wide. This isn't just a snowstorm, it's a rapidly evolving, high-energy event that can bring a dangerous mix of snow, wind, and flooding. The atmosphere is supercharged, and conditions can change in the blink of an eye. Preparation is critical for everyone in its path. That means securing your home, gathering emergency supplies, and staying informed as the situation develops. Local authorities and emergency services ramp up their efforts, knowing that every minute counts when a bomb cyclone is on the horizon. Respect the warning. This is a storm that demands attention. Take it seriously, follow official guidance, and remember, in the face of a bomb cyclone, preparation and caution can make all the difference. The storm's formation starts with a deep dip in the jet stream, pulling Arctic air south along the east coast. A strong upper-level disturbance acts as the spark, creating low pressure over the warm Atlantic near the Gulf Stream. The clash of frigid land air and moist ocean air fuels rapid storm development. Unlike the last storm, this is a classic coastal system, continuously tapping Atlantic moisture. As the low organizes off the Carolinas, it pulls in moisture and lifts it over cold air, setting the stage for heavy snow or rain. The stronger the storm, the heavier the precipitation bands. This setup has produced some of the most powerful nor'easters in history. The atmospheric dance is underway, and it could be devastating. Bombogenesis is the engine behind this storm's danger, a rapid pressure drop of at least 24 millibars in a day. This creates a massive pressure gradient, generating destructive winds that can reach hurricane force. These winds cause power outages, down trees, and amplify blizzard conditions with whiteouts and drifting snow. Along the coast, they drive storm surge and severe flooding. Forecasts suggest this storm could drop over 30 millibars in 24 hours, well beyond the bombogenesis threshold. That's why forecasters are sounding the alarm. This isn't just a storm, it's a rapidly intensifying threat. The impacts could be severe for millions along the East Coast. Prepare for explosive development and volatile conditions. The storm's exact track is crucial. One scenario brings a crippling blizzard to the I-95 corridor from DC to Boston. If it follows the benchmark path southeast of Nantucket, cities could see 2 to 4 inches of snow per hour and winds over 50 mph. This would mean whiteout blizzard conditions, closed airports, and impassable roads. Many cities just dug out from their biggest storm in years. A second, stronger hit would strain resources and threaten public safety. Heavy, wet snow and high winds could cause widespread, long-lasting power outages. This is the high-stakes scenario, a historic, paralyzing storm. Even a small shift in the storm's track could mean the difference between a foot of snow and just a few inches. When a powerful winter storm approaches, its exact path can make all the difference for millions of people. If the storm tracks closer to the coast, major cities along the eastern seaboard, places like New York, Boston, and Philadelphia, could see heavy rain instead of snow. The difference of just a few miles in the storm's trajectory can mean the difference between a winter wonderland and a soaking, dreary day. For city dwellers, this means trading snow shovels for umbrellas and rain boots, as streets fill with water, and the familiar sound of plows is replaced by the steady drumming of rain. Instead of a classic blizzard, residents might face a messy mix of rain, sleet, and wet snow. This slushy combination can make travel just as hazardous, coating roads and sidewalks with a slippery, unpredictable layer. Commuters and pedestrians alike must navigate puddles and icy patches, while public transit systems can be disrupted by the challenging conditions. The city's usual winter rhythm is thrown off, as people adapt to the ever-changing precipitation. Bombogenesis, a rapid intensification of the storm, would still bring intense precipitation, but in the form of several inches of rain. This deluge could quickly overwhelm storm drains, triggering urban and flash flooding in low-lying neighborhoods. Streets could become rivers, and basements may flood, causing headaches for homeowners and emergency crews. The risk of water damage rises dramatically, and the city's infrastructure is put to the test. Powerful winds, combined with already saturated ground, would increase the risk of falling trees and widespread power outages. Gusts could topple branches onto power lines, leaving thousands in the dark. Emergency crews would be stretched thin, working to restore electricity and clear debris from roads. The combination of wind and rain can be just as disruptive as heavy snow, if not more so, especially in densely populated areas. Meanwhile, the epic snowfall that might have blanketed the coast instead shifts inland. Interior New England, upstate New York, and parts of Pennsylvania could be buried under feet of snow. Rural communities and small towns face the brunt of the storm, with snow piling up on rooftops, trees, and roads. Travel becomes nearly impossible, and residents may be snowed in for days, relying on local resources and neighbors for help. Along the busy I-95 corridor, the story changes dramatically. Instead of a paralyzing blizzard, drivers and residents would contend with a dangerous wind and rain event. Highways could flood, visibility would drop, and hydroplaning becomes a real threat. The usual winter travel chaos is replaced by a different kind of hazard, as emergency alerts warn of flash flooding and downed power lines. At the same time, the interior regions get hammered with relentless snow. Mountainous areas and valleys could see whiteout conditions, with snowdrifts blocking roads and isolating communities. Emergency services may struggle to reach those in need, and the risk of roof collapses and power outages rises as the snow piles up. The rain-snow line, the invisible boundary between rain and snow, is notoriously hard to predict. A small shift of just a few miles can change everything for millions of people. Meteorologists watch this line closely, knowing that a last-minute wobble can turn rain into snow, or vice versa, upending forecasts and plans. For many, the uncertainty adds to the anxiety, as they prepare for whatever the storm may bring. Even if you're not in the blizzard zone, high-impact weather is likely. Strong winds, heavy rain, and the threat of flooding can disrupt daily life, close schools, and force businesses to shut down temporarily. The storm's reach extends far beyond the snowiest areas, affecting millions up and down the coast and well inland. The threats will vary from place to place. Some will face flooding, others will dig out from deep snow, and many will deal with power outages and dangerous travel. But one thing is certain, when a major storm like this approaches, the danger is widespread, and everyone in its path needs to be prepared for rapidly changing, high-impact weather. The best-case scenario, the storm tracks further east, keeping the heaviest snow offshore. The I-95 corridor might see just a few inches or flurries, a glancing blow, but even offshore, a bomb cyclone's winds would lash the coast from the Carolinas to Maine, with gusts up to 60 mph. Prolonged northeast winds would still threaten coastal flooding and beach erosion, especially at high tide. Marinas, roads, and shoreline properties would be at risk, and dangerous surf would make the ocean hazardous. So, while snow shovels might get a break, the wind and water threat remains real. No one along the East Coast is truly in the clear. The hazards may shift, but the potential for damage and disruption is still significant. As the weekend approaches, one thing is certain: a dangerous, powerful storm is set to impact the East Coast. Whether it's a blizzard, a deluge, or coastal flooding, this nor'easter, supercharged by bombogenesis, demands preparation. Stay informed, the forecast will change rapidly in the next 48 hours. Have multiple ways to receive weather alerts, and know your evacuation zone if you're in a flood-prone area. Check your emergency kit, food, water, medications, flashlights, batteries, and charge devices. Secure outdoor items and plan to stay off the roads once the storm hits. The safest place is indoors. Let crews do their jobs. Be smart, be prepared, and stay safe. We'll get through this together.